All right, we're good now. My bad. That's my fault. What I've been saying is, I got Tradeify accounts. So my other strategy is, you probably know, it doesn't really happen too often. So that's kind of what I've been doing lately. That's kind of why also I haven't been on live lately. I was pretty much hopping on, waiting to see if I get a setup, and if I didn't get one, I just walked away. So sometimes I would walk away within the first like 15 minutes. That mixed up with I had some internet problems I was trying to figure out. But I think I got it all squared away. Everything looks good now. But these Tradeify accounts, I want these accounts to... I just want to try to trade basic support and resistance on these accounts. Sort of kind of like this kind of structure starts forming. If it breaks a low, comes back up, retests it as resistance to continue going, you know. And try to trade that. So I think it'll be a pretty good strategy to use for these accounts, because I want to have a couple different strategies instead of just one. It's good to diversify your accounts, because the problem is some strategies work good in certain market conditions. Sometimes one strategy, man, you're going on a streak and it's just, you know, you're just banging out trades. But the other strategy, you're not getting any setups. So it's good to have kind of multiple, but obviously you need to get one strategy down before you move on to another one. You don't want to overload yourself and try to just keep hopping from different things. You're not getting any setups. I was actually gonna hop on yesterday to live stream. I already had everything up and running, and my computer decided to do an update. And bro, let me tell you, this thing was taking forever. So I literally just ended up walking away. I'm like, freaking, this is just completely. Yeah, I was kind of mad. But all right, let me look on some higher time frames. Alright, hourly chart, holding that 200, holding the pivot point. Looks like we're pushing up. We're took out one of those highs. Alright, hourly chart, holding that 200, holding the pivot point. Seeing what it does here. Took out that high, but does it have the momentum to keep going? So we are pretty bullish on higher time frames. What I'm kind of looking for, what I would want to see at this point right now is why is we are pretty bullish on higher time frames. What I'm kind of looking for, that's weird. What I would want to see at this point just right showing now is what I kind of want to see is this maybe pull down, you know, start showing signs of support down here, forming a structure, breaking out of it, then I can kind of go for a long. But as of now, right, it's just, it's almost setting up itself like a bull flag, but it's a little too risky to buy up here, because you're going to buy up here trying to long when we've already pushed up without any sort of real retracement. So you've got to want to wait for that real retracement before you think about going long again. Because you're gonna buy up here trying to long when we've already pushed up without any sort of real retracement. But the question is, do we get that retracement? We are setting ourselves like a bull flag almost. It's just crazy. It's just like a textbook bull flag, but man, I do not. I don't want to buy up here. Is the problem. It's like, I understand it could just rip right now, but like, tell me that's not a textbook set of bull flag. Look at that. You can't get any more textbook than that. It's like, but sometimes even these bull flags, they manipulate. So they'll set itself up like a bull flag. It'll come down. It'll take out a low down here. You know, it'll take out this low and then it'll rip to the upside. So like fakes a bunch of people out and then rips. So just because it's setting itself up like a bull flag doesn't mean it's just going to go straight up. It'll take out a low down here. You know, it'll take out this low and then it'll rip to the upside. So like fakes a bunch of people out and then rips. But we'll wait here. Do we have any have any news today? You have a point. Yeah, I've just seen it. I've seen it happen so many times. And that's the important part of watching price action. Because you see it happen and then you realize for the next time it happens, you're like, all right, let me not get caught by this. You have a point. Yeah, I've just seen it. And you can see it's dropping right now. And that's the important part
all right. Let me look. Forgot to check if we have news.
For the next time it happens, you're like, all right,
let
me not get caught by this.
Forgot to. All right.
I'm pretty much waiting for some structure to start forming.
All right, today we got... Today, 8:30, 10 o'clock, consumer... Yes, you can trade news on Tradeify. All right, good. But it's your own risk, volatility, slippage, wide frames during NFP. All right, that's good to know.
All right, come on, NASDAQ. Are we waiting for the news now? We are bouncing off a view up. But, like I said, there's no really structure to go off of. Let me actually mark out. So I won't be trading my other strategy because my copy trader, for some reason, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but every time I try to... See? I get this error message. Unexpected, could not load file or assembly. I think it's, it was asking me to update my copy trader, and I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and now it's not even working, so... I'll have to update my copy trader for next time, but I still... Let me actually mark out the levels, because I'm kind of curious to see if I do get a setup on... I hope I don't, because that's going to kind of aggravate me. If I get a setup, I can't take it. Alright, what the heck? Alright, let me mark out this level real quick. Alright, we got the highs up here. And then... Shit, let me actually take out this. I'm going to use this line. Then we got the low right there. And it gives me a good idea too. Is that the 5-minute range? Hold on. No. It's like this. Alright, let me unclutter this, because you get the point. Bull flag, we're ripping. Now, other scenario, maybe if we start... It would be a little risky, huh? If we start breaking out of it, and then maybe a retracement back down as support. We'll see. Now, this strategy versus my other strategy, this one's a little more discretionary versus my other one is very mechanical. Like, there's exactly, you know, ABC set up. You take it. If it's not there, you walk, you know, there's nothing to take. So the other one's very mechanical. This one's a little more discretionary because support and resistance, I mean, it's discretionary. It's more discretionary because, I mean, you could take, you know, a break out of here and tap into this support. You could wait for a structure down here for a support. There's so many things you could wait for that it just makes it way more discretionary, which is good and bad at the same time. So that's why I like having a real mechanical strategy and then kind of like a discretionary strategy to have some, you know. All right, we're failing to break out of this range, though. This is NASDAQ. NASDAQ. It looks like it almost looks like it's waiting for news. This may be just, what time is it? 9:46. All right. News at 10, so it may be just chopping around until news comes out. It's orange folder. It's not a red folder news, but you could get some volume stepping in. I need to actually figure out how to get level 2 on my chart. Because a lot of times, what can actually help you is in level 2, you can actually see before news comes out, you'll see the order book start to thin out. Because all the algos stop working because news is about to come out. So all of them just go dead. And you can see, it's kind of cool actually, because you'll see the level 2, you see the orders coming in, and then you'll see everything start thinning out. Like the volume just dies down right before news. And that kind of gives you a hint. Like if you don't know if news can have a pretty big impact, you can kind of gauge that, all right, we may have a pretty big move on this news event because the order book is thinning out. And another thing, one other thing I really want to learn how to do, why I want to get time in sales in level 2, I really want to learn how to read level 2 in time in sales. I've read a lot of people that, a lot of people were saying that it was like a game changer in their trading, learning how to read level 2. And the way you kind of learn how to read level 2 is, or time in sales, is you kind of record yourself. And then after the trade, you slow it down and you read that level 2 when you were taking the trade. You see if there's any kind of hints that you could have spotted. All right, we're starting to break out. Let me actually, crap, hold on. Well, hold on. How far is that? All right, we got room to that pivot point. We do have a pivot way up there, but all right, let me quickly go. I want to check out yesterday, because yesterday I was actually, so I was about to take this breakout yesterday, right here, when we had this kind of structure form. You see this right here? When we had this structure kind of form and it started breaking out of this structure, I was about to, this candle close, I was about to go long on this candle close. Obviously, I would have taken profits at this area in this gap because that's a big resistance area. So that would have been, you know, that's a what, 10, 20, 30 point move, which is not bad. But all right, let's go back. All right, so that was just a fake out. So that's why what I've noticed, you gotta wait for sort of the displacement. And taking taking longs when it's already pushed up this much is just very risky. It's better to wait for a pullback, like wait for price to pull back, maybe take out these lows down here, then you start to wait for some structure, and then you start to wait for a long. And the other thing I'm going to be doing with these accounts is there's a hard rule. Anytime we're above VWAP, only looking for longs. Anytime we're below VWAP, only looking for shorts. So only trading with momentum and direction, not trying to go against the trend, is a big thing I'm going to be doing for these accounts. Here, give me a second. I'll be back real quick. Messes with your brain. Where you been? Also, because I was busy, I was having a little bit of internet problems I was trying to figure out. I was literally with freaking Netgear. I was on the phone with them for like 4 hours yesterday, and they couldn't figure it out. And finally, we kind of figured it out, But yeah, paired with that sort of stuff, and I was also wanting to buy more accounts to have a different strategy. So I'm not just trading my other strategy. I'm still trading, but it happens like once or twice a week. So it kind of sucks when I'm live, you know, and I'm only taking trades once or twice a week. So I wanted to get more accounts to trade a different type of strategy to kind of, you know, have more consistent trades versus I still am trading those other accounts. But now I got one more account, and I'm going to be trying to build these accounts up too. So I kind of have more accounts with different strategies. So, no, these are... All right, I think we're back. All right, what I was saying. Crap, why is it? But those accounts were fun. I ain't gonna lie. That's the problem with like, bro, it's so much fun to treat trading as like gambling. Bro, it's a lot of fun, but that's why I kind of have my serious accounts and then I have these kind of fun accounts. But these accounts, like I said, are not going to be strict like I'm just going to be taking stupid setups left and right. I'm legit actually going to be trying to like trade support and resistance. I'm going to be actually waiting for decent setups, not just trading whatever pops in. Bruh. Did you pass the evals for the new accounts? No, not yet. I haven't even taken one trade on these accounts yet. I literally just got these accounts. Which, it was kind of a... Is it really that bad? Is it... Am I... Hold on, Alright. All right, I'm gonna be waiting for some, again, like I said, some structure to form here. Man, I don't know what the hell is wrong with my internet, bro. I really don't. It's... Let me try